Hello, I'm Perry Johnson, and I'm entering the most exciting time in my entire life. I am running for President of the United States, and you're going to be running with me.
Michigan businessman Perry Johnson is running for president with a plan to save the economy. It's called 2 Cents to Save America. He's also airing a reality TV show giving voters an inside look into his campaign.
Vivek Ramaswamy did post about how he wants to increase the voter age to 25.
He's nuts. Well, last week I went to Washington, D.C., met with the RNC. It was an exciting meeting, probably one of the most important meetings of the entire campaign. Our goal was to find out what we needed to do to get on that debate stage. Turns out we need 40,000 donors, and that is going to be the main objective, being on that debate stage and facing Donald Trump. We came to Iowa on the day of the Trump event. We ended up having a little rough go in the beginning because it was raining. We do have a little bit of rain here, a little more than I anticipated, but so be it. See how the road is closed? Parker?
I went that way last time.
Oh, you can? Okay.
What period does it drive?
I've almost been killed 3 or 4 times. I just didn't want to trust the fourth. Who would have known that we were going to end up with this kind of a downpour? Who would ever imagine that at a Trump event you have virtually no people? Because this doesn't happen. Now, we knew Trump wasn't going on until 7 o'clock, but we know there are always a lot of people there in the beginning. In this case, it was a very sparse crowd.
I am here today with Perry Johnson, GOP candidate, right outside the Trump event, and I have to ask Perry, why are we here?
Well, these are voters. I don't think you can win an election in Iowa unless you want to go out there and meet the people, shake their hands, and they have a chance to get to meet you. And I'm here to try to win every vote.
What do you think is the main message you need to get through to Trump supporters to bring them over to vote to you?
I agree with most everything that Trump did, except he spent too much money. I also know that we had an election and he lost. If he's going to run against Biden again, and Biden has this infrastructure which is much greater than it was before he ran, Trump will end up losing again. I think the race is wide open right now. One of the candidates even proposed that we changed the voting age to 25. Now, that may be the dumbest thing that I've ever heard.
Vivek Ramaswamy did post about his interesting take on voters and how he wants to increase the voter age to 25 for some Americans. You had some pretty strong response to that. Do you care to elaborate?
He's nuts. The Republicans have been ignoring the younger crowd for what, the last 25 years? We have to do just the opposite. How are you ever going to have people vote for you if you were going to take the right to vote? Why would you alienate your voters? Our job right now is to try to touch base with the younger voters, and I think the Republicans have missed the boat there because we need to get more of them involved in our process and our party. And that's a weakness that I want to correct because I want to go after the young vote. People 18 are serving in the military. People 18 are in a position where they have responsibility. We certainly don't want to be in a position where we disenfranchise them and don't give them the right to vote.
Well, so what's going on? They canceled this event then?
They did, which is nutty.
Well, for heaven's sakes, though. When the weather clears off, there were going to be thousands and thousands of people here.
He was concerned. They may have done some strategy on it, did some polling to determine how many were going to be there, and it wouldn't look good.
Very unfortunate.
It cleared up rather dramatically by about 2. In fact, the rain stopped. It ended up being a perfect day. I was kind of shocked by how few people were actually there, but we still had a chance to talk to people, and it became a particularly good day for us because of the fact that Trump canceled. Perry Johnson? You did, yes. Do you live in Iowa?
Yes.
Good, we finally find somebody who lives in Iowa.
Oh, you're joking, right?
Oh no, I'm not kidding. I would say 75% of the people that I talk to, because I said hello to people, do not live in Iowa that came here. Everywhere I go! Here he is! Great to see
Got
you.
the video of you on the tractor running the tractor. Saw that on your side. It's great, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
And
the Fire Biden signs. I'm digging those action, right?
Hey, Mike. How we doing?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Well, I met you actually. I sat next to you when we went to Joe Mears. You came,
he
you
was
had
running for
dinner.
governor,
It was
yeah.
in Michigan. I was running for
Oh,
governor.
yeah, you were running
I
for
was the guy.
governor. No, okay,
They
no, I
kicked me
remember.
off the ballot.
Yeah.
We would have won Michigan.
Yeah, oh, I remember that. No,
We were
yeah,
like a
had
lock.
dinner. Yeah.
So it was great, and I do have your pillows. And then you recommended that I try your sheets.
Right on. Did
Remember?
that work, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. God bless
You take care.
Tractor ride right here,
Hey. People are tweeting me about the tornado that never happened. Trust me, I was right there. It was a beautiful day.
Well, how did your event go today?
Couldn't have gone much better. How did your event go?
Touche.
Well, they may not have had enough people.
So you think that was the reason versus the weather?
I know it was. Well, Trump obviously canceled because there weren't enough people. When I held a rally in Detroit, he had to take off when it was dangerous to take off. The pilots told him they couldn't take off, but he made them take off anyway because he wasn't going to miss that event. That place was packed. I expected something like that in Iowa, and it turns out that it was just the opposite. But I do understand why he didn't want to go, because it doesn't look good to have a huge stadium with only a handful of people.
The only thing that matters to Trump
There's a lot of people.
is the crowd. Yeah, like he may not have even had 1,000 people.
I think the crowd, in my opinion, would actually have been bigger than he thought. Excited to be back here in New Hampshire. What a great state. And tonight is going to be fantastic. We get to talk with a group of ladies, and the beauty, they're all Republicans. Elizabeth.
How are you?
Oh, fantastic. And this is my son, Perry.
Nice to meet you. We have a full crowd for you. It's a ton of our members.
Oh, I love it.
They're all excited, so.
We are excited too. What a delight. Fantastic. Perry. Oh, we are excited. Wow. What a group. I don't think you can ever vote for anyone without knowing something about them. When I went to college, my parents didn't have the money to send me to college, but I worked in the steel mill. I eventually got through. In grad school, I was getting eviction notices on pretty much a regular basis. I lived on sub sandwiches, but I got through that too. I got this job in the midst of an auto industry when they were really down. The Japanese had come in with tremendous quality. They had all this market share because they were able to make a better car for less money. I had this idea that I could solve the problem, and I left Ford Warner. What I did was introduce statistical methods. And I realized the problem was that we had too much variation in the process. I introduced statistical process control. They were a way of improving the process. In 4 or 5 years, we had the best quality in the world. And I have been bringing quality and efficiency to companies my whole life. And now I want to bring quality and efficiency to the federal government. I had a great time with the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women. Fantastic event. They are about as enthusiastic a crowd as you're ever going to get, and they loved my 2-cent plan. Everyone there thought the government was spending too much money, and my idea of freezing the spending and cutting 2 cents out of every dollar resonated particularly with the women of New Hampshire. That's what people don't understand. When money is dear, you pay attention to cost. When you don't have unlimited funds, you watch every penny. The two things that are absurd, most extreme, are medicine and college tuition. We get rid of the Department of Education. That'll help. College tuition has gone up 5 times faster than the rate of inflation. And who has to pay for it? The young kids. We're spending their money. They're spending so much money that there won't even be Social Security for them. They are saddled with incredible debt because of the fact that we let this burden just get away from us. We have to get that message to the young people and let them understand the government is killing them. And the professors are not allowing that message to get across. In fact, they're drowning out the message. It has to make sense. We just don't arbitrarily give these colleges unlimited funds so they can continue to expand and spend more and more money. How are we doing? Good, how are you? Fantastic. Instead of complaining about all the problems, I'm giving you the solutions for the problems. We addressed one issue, you have to maximize production of energy. Stupidest thing in the world for us to suddenly decide that we're not going to drill on federal lands. We had to spend $61 billion buying oil from Russia to help fund the Ukraine war. Frankly, I think it's kind of nuts that we're sending $113 billion over to the Ukraine when we're going broke here. They're throwing away our money. When they do that, they jeopardize everything. We weren't in that bad a shape when Trump was in office. I'm basically Trump without the baggage, and I never had a company go bankrupt, particularly a casino.
Good group.
A good group, yes.
I checked with all the folks that were standing in the back. Going to give them a book. They all had it. They all got them in the mail.
Fantastic. Jack, oh, in person.
Come on in.
In fact, it looks like in New Hampshire, politics is the sport, and everybody's involved. I don't think you can find a state in the union that has more excitement going on right now with the election. Where's my wife? Okay.
Right, Diane, still back there?
Diane, you back there? Just make sure she's here.
Definitely can't leave.
I'm not going to leave without my wife.
Diane?
Diane? She sleeping?
It would be bad if we left her here.
Yeah, I would say so. Might be the end of my marriage.
It might be the end of a lot of things, Mayor.
Yep, my wife leaves in the middle of the campaign.
Episode 2.
It's fun to have family present. My wife says she has a lot of things to do. Getting her on the campaign trail is like pulling teeth at times because she has all these things that have to get done. And she says they're just critically important and she can't possibly do them. Meanwhile, I have to run 80 companies and I can do that on the campaign trail. What can I say? But I do like to have her there. We cannot win the election without the independents. You got about 12 states that are critical. If we don't win the independents in those states, you lose the election. Fortunately, Biden's trying to help us out by being as bad as possible.
He is.
The independents out there, I want them to ask themselves, do they really think Biden is doing a good job? Has anyone ever spent more money? And why do we have inflation? Because the government spent too much of your money, and they want to spend more of it.
Welcome to the great state. Thank you for coming.
Fantastic.
Great to have you here.
Delighted to be here.
Hi.
My wife and my son.
Hi, great to meet you. Hi, welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
I am Perry Johnson, and I am running for President of the United States. And I have one central theme, and I'm laser focused on that theme, and it is the economy. I am going to shrink the government, and I think the government spends too much money. What we're going to do is cut 2 cents out of every dollar of discretionary spending. We will freeze the budget, and instead of increasing it every year, we reduce it by 2 cents on the dollar every year. 250 years ago, we had a dream to have the greatest country that was by the people, for the people. Why? Because we believed in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I say we keep the American dream alive. Let's become Yankee frugal again in the federal government, and let's keep America the greatest country in the world. God bless New Hampshire, and God bless the United States of America. I just had an opportunity to address the Senate, which was fabulous.
It was great to be asked to offer the Pledge of Allegiance in the New Hampshire Senate today. You know, to be in a historic chamber, an awesome morning.
I got a text from Randy that you were on Newsmax, and he said he's doing a great job, so.
Oh, yeah, you saw me?
Yeah, yep. I was driving Preston to school, so I didn't see it.
You must admit, he is really cute. I mean, that George is so cute. Oh, George. Oh, George, you are so cute. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are, George. Oh, we love you, George. Yes, we do.
So you're pretty mad when you saw that there was a second dog?
I love having one dog, but I don't need to have 14 dogs.
Because I gotta admit, I kept it a secret. I helped die with that secret.
Oh, you knew? You knew I was getting another dog? The problem is when you see how cute they are, it's really hard to resist because they are so cute. Because in the end, we want to win votes. And it really helps when the people like you. But you take a look at the election between Donald Trump and Hillary. In that election, Hillary helped lose the election for herself because she is probably not the most likable person in the world.
Probably not.
Donald Trump is funny at times, and some of his routines are hilarious.
Very nasty to people.
Well, he's not the,
Call people's names.
well, he's not overly diplomatic at times. The dynamic is we go out and we play. Occasionally, I guess, my kids will wager between themselves. They're not going to be betting against me. I mean, at this point, I'm better than my kids, but they will soon be better than I am. One of those is yours.
Yep. So,
You are?
the Callaway.
Okay. I'm in a doggone divot.
So, you outdrove me.
That's unusual.
Good shot. Could have gone at the hole.
Huh? Where's the hole?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was right there.
Well, my dad is a very competitive guy, so when we play, he wants us to stay totally focused. He doesn't really like doing small talk when we're golfing. He wants us to focus on the game, but he does really root for us. I would say that he's happier when we're winning than when he's winning, because the way he looks at it, that means that he's done a good job teaching us golf, and he wants us to succeed in all the things we do, and that's part of what really makes him a great man, I think.
Perry, that is astounding.
Thank you.
That is phenomenal. Perry, it's great.
Thanks.
It's fantastic. Great shot, Per.
Thanks.
Sensational shot. I mean, that is a great shot. Hey! I got a birdie. Perry, I might beat you yet. I've had a lot of fun with you on the golf course over the years, Per.
Likewise, Dad.
I think that's one of the reasons we got so close.
It is.
So what's your plan? You're still going to be able to graduate in May?
Yeah.
And you don't think that's quite an accomplishment? To graduate in, what, 20 months and not go into summer school?
Not really. I took some tests to pass out of some classes. It doesn't mean that much. No.
I think it's pretty good, Per, frankly.
But you know, the reason I'm doing it is just in case you end up winning this thing.
Right. If I win it, then I need you there. You're right.
He has been a very good dad to me and my brothers. He tries to spend a lot of time with us, and my brother Preston and I were raised as golfers, and he took us both out golfing for the time we were 5, 6 years old. He caddied for both of us in our tournaments. I think that was a really good thing for him to do, and it really brought us very close. So what, you had one bogey and one birdie?
Yeah.
We tied then.
Good round, Per. Nothing on this planet gives you the joy you get from your kids. They are the joy of my life. By the way, have a great wife, too. It helps. I'm Perry Johnson, and I approve this message.